Welcome to this somatic yoga practice specifically for burnout recovery. So it's going to be a very gentle practice, no experience required. And we're going to just need a blanket today for the practice. That could also be a towel. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. And we're going to start by just folding the blanket and using that to help support our seat. So we're going to sit on our blanket, which just helps the hips to relax, the knees to come down. You could sit whatever cross-legged position feels okay in your body. And if it doesn't feel good to sit cross-legged, you could always sit in a chair for this first part. So we're going to start just by taking a moment to tune in. So you can close your eyes or find just a soft gaze. Just take a minute here to notice what's happening in your body. It's the quality of the sensations in your body. Maybe you're feeling heavy or light or activated. And noticing the quality of your mind. Are you feeling present, clear, or scattered? Is your mind racing? And then from here, bringing your hands together, rubbing your hands together to build a little heat. And then bringing one hand to your heart, the other hand on top of that. Just take a moment to set an intention for your practice. So this could be as simple as to reclaim some energy, or you could have it be whatever makes sense for you. And then just taking a couple breaths, like you're breathing that intention into your body. As you're ready, you can rest your hands down, opening your eyes if they were closed. And we're going to start just with some simple spinal movements. So as you inhale, you're going to open your arms wide, widening across your chest, maybe looking up to the ceiling. And then exhale, rounding as you give yourself a hug. And then just moving with your breath. So inhale, you open up, and exhale, rounding. You can switch the cross of your arms. And you can play with how quickly you move here. So you're moving at your own pace. You don't have to move at the same rhythm as me. So if you want to slow down, that usually helps to calm down the system if you're feeling really activated. Or you could speed up a little if you're really heavy and tired, which just helps to wake you up a little. And then we'll come back to center, resting, hands down, taking a minute with a tall spine here. Beautiful. From here, we're going to move to hands and knees. So just bringing wrists right under shoulders, knees right under hips. We'll move through a cat-cow here. So as you inhale, you're going to drop your belly, widen across your collarbones, look up to the ceiling. And then exhale, pulling your belly towards your spine, rounding and looking back towards your knees. And just moving with your breath. And we'll do two more like that. And then coming back to center, and there's a couple options here. So you can keep moving like we were just moving, or you can step your knees back a few inches. And we're gonna inhale, dropping your hips towards the ground, opening across your chest. And then exhale, pulling your hips back towards your heels. And moving with your breath in this way. Again, you can always stay with the cat-cow. And then we'll make our way back to hands and knees. And we'll bring our big toes together, knees wide, hips back towards the heels. Walking your hands out, maybe resting your forehead on the mat. And taking a couple deep breaths here in child's pose. Imagining you're filling the back of your body with breath as you're here. And then from here, you're going to walk your hands back towards your heels. And from here, we're going to come up to standing. So taking your time, we'll come and find a mountain pose. So feet about hip distance apart, shoulders on top of hips, hips on top of heels, and then lengthening up through the spine. Really feeling yourself planted into the ground. And from that connection, lengthening up. Feeling this sturdiness, the solidity of your body here. And then as you're ready, you're going to inhale, reaching your arms up alongside your ear, lengthening through your spine. Exhale, dropping the right hand down as you stretch over to the right. Inhale back up through center and exhale over to the other side. And then again, just finding your own little rhythm here. Inhale takes you through center and exhale takes you over to the side. Beautiful. This next time you come over to the right, you're going to hold there for a few breaths. Options are you can reach up and grab your wrist with the right hand, or maybe even stepping this left foot behind you, bending both knees. And then we'll come through center and maybe same options on the other side. So coming first just to the side bend, then maybe reaching up, grabbing onto that wrist, maybe stepping the right foot behind, bending both knees. And inhale back to center. And then go ahead and let your arms rest down by your side. Back in your mountain, taking a moment to pause. Okay, from here, stepping your feet about shoulders distance apart. And we're going to be working with our balance here. So we're coming to the right toes and reaching through the left fingertips. So the first thing you want to do is inhale, lengthen, and then exhale. You can just hover, maybe lifting that toe a little bit off the ground, or you can pull your elbow and knee together. And then inhale, lengthening. And just finding your own rhythm. Your body follows your breath. Doesn't matter how far you go, how high the leg lifts. Beautiful. And then just coming back to center, taking a moment to pause. And then same thing on the other side. Left toes to the ground, right arm reaches, finding this line of energy from toes to fingertips. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, hug it in. And just move with your breath. And again, this can just be as simple as lifting off, just working with our balance and building core strength here. So when we are depleted, often our body starts to cave in. We'll do one more. And then exhale, we'll come back to center. So when we're working on our core strength, we're helping to lift up through the body, to give the body cues to activate the system. Cool. From here, we're going to step our feet a little wider. And a good gauge is if you bring your arms out, wrist can be right about over the ankle. We're going to turn the right foot to point forward. Then this left foot is going to turn about 45 degrees. And then you can either step your feet a little wider, which can feel more balanced, or you could step them so the heels are aligned with each other. We're going to inhale, bend this front knee. We're coming into a warrior one as our arms come up. And then we're going to exhale, straighten this leg and stretch over the front leg. Your hands can just come to your leg. Inhale, coming up. And then exhale, folding forward. So as you're moving, think about pushing through that back heel, lengthening the spine. We'll do one more. And then inhale, coming back up. Exhale, straightening, just bringing both feet parallel for a moment. Notice the difference from the right to left side. And then we're going to swing around to the other side. So the left foot comes forward. This right foot comes at about a 45-degree angle, really pushing through that back heel. And then again, we're going to move with this. So inhale takes us into warrior one, which is us bending the front knee, arms come up. And then exhale straightens that front leg and we're lengthening over. And moving with your breath. Really feeling the feet planted. Doesn't matter how far you go forwards. Could come just a little bit forward. Going to your edge where you feel like you can still breathe. We'll do one more. And then exhale, release. Both feet parallel, this time walking them together. Taking a moment to pause. And then we're going to come down to stand on the knees. So if it's hard on the knees, you could always use a blanket or the towel just for a little extra support of the knees. So coming to stand on the knees, tucking the toes under. And first just inhale, lengthening through the spine here, just like we did in a mountain pose as we were standing. And then you're gonna inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, you're gonna drop your left hand to your left heel. And inhale, you're gonna sweep through center. Exhale, right hand to right heel as the left arm reaches up. And exhale, sweep through center. And moving with your breath, your hips also move with you. So as you inhale, they reach away from the heels. As you exhale, they come toward the heels. And I like to imagine just kind of sweeping away stress as this arm comes in front of you. Beautiful. We'll do one more on each side. And then you can just come to sit back on your knees, or if that doesn't feel comfortable, you can bring your legs out in front of you. Now we're going to just bring the legs out in front. And you can always fold this blanket again and sit up on the blanket. There's no need to push through any discomfort. Sitting on the blanket helps you to lengthen the spine. And from here, you're going to bend your right knee up towards your hip. And you can keep it here. You could step it over the left knee. And then we're going to interlace the fingers around the shin. You're going to inhale, lengthen through your spine, and then exhale, twist to the right. So right hand comes behind you, and either left hand comes to the knee, or you could hook it around the knee. And then think about inhales, lengthening your spine. Exhales, twisting a little deeper. Just breathing here for a few breaths. Inhale back to center, bringing both legs long. Left foot comes to the left hip. And then again, inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twisting. Left hand behind you, either right hand or right elbow hooks the knee. Inhale, you lengthen, and exhale, you find a little deeper twist. Keeping the right foot active, toes towards the body. And then we'll unwind. And from here, we're going to come into a resting pose. So there's a few options. You have the blanket. You could put that under your head, or you could make a roll with the blanket. So I have the blanket about this size, and you want it about the length of your spine. You could do this with a towel as well. And you're going to roll it really tight. So you create this little roll with the blanket. And then you're going to rest that down. If you don't want to do this, you can also just rest on your back. And from here, you want to come so your spine comes directly up to that blanket. And then lower yourself down. So you want the blanket to go all along your spine. And if you have a little blanket left, you can tuck the top part under a little to make a little pillow. Arms rest down by your side. So that is one option. The other option is you could use your blanket just as a little pillow under your head. So coming to rest down, letting your legs just open out to the sides, arms open out to the side, letting yourself really rest here. And then as you're ready, you can start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, rocking your head a little side to side. And maybe even reaching arms up overhead, finding a full body stretch. And then bringing knees towards your chest, rolling over to one side, making a little pillow with the bottom arm, and then taking this top hand into the ground to push yourself up, finding a seated position again. And just take a minute like we did in the beginning, maybe eyes closed or a soft focus. And notice the impacts of the practice on your physical body, on your mind. And maybe bringing hands, one on top of the heart and the other on top of that, like we did in the beginning. And taking a moment to acknowledge yourself for the effort it took to find this video, to do this practice, and to start to reclaim your energy. And as you're ready, you can open through your eyes. And I hope you're feeling a little more energized and balanced after that practice. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back, check out some more videos on my channel, the place you can slow down and tune in.